What's poppin', people? Welcome back to another 5-day FRIYAY, where I'll be breaking down some key Bible and life principles in under 5 minutes. And today's topic is going to be on how to differentiate from your voice versus God's voice. So let's get started. So like I said, this video is going to be under 5 minutes, but if you want a more elaborative video to really explain how to hear God's voice and how to get prepared to hear his voice, I literally have 2 videos on those exact things. I will link them in the description box, and I'll put cards or whatever on here so you guys can check those out just to get more elaboration, because again, this video is going to be under 5 minutes. So the easiest way that I find to be able to differentiate if it's you talking to yourself, if it's the devil in your ear, or if it's God speaking to you, is to find out the motive. And when I say that, I mean, when it comes to ourselves, human nature, we're selfish people. Like, that's just what it is. We're selfish people. We look at how's this gonna benefit me half the time, and that's just human nature, and that's also what the devil wants us to do. But God will usually have us do something that is selfless. Now, when you say, okay, I hear God's voice and he's not necessarily telling me to do something, he's telling me what I'm going to be. He's telling me about my future. Yes, your future is about you, but something about your future is going to benefit somebody else. So like, whatever it is you're going through right now, whether good or bad, it's going to benefit somebody else as either a testimony, or you'll be able to help someone if you're currently able to help someone. God is always going to make sure you are being selfless. So whatever it is you're thinking that you heard God tell you, check the motive. If the motive is selfless, it's more than likely God. The devil is not going to have you do anything that's going to benefit anyone else, because he doesn't want us to be selfish people. He wants us to be selfish people. The very nature of God is to be giving. John 3:16 literally says that he loved the world so much that he gave his only son. So giving is who God is. Giving is showing love, is showing you care, it's showing that you're willing to make a sacrifice for somebody else. So we'll take these 2 things for example. You have one thought in your head telling you that you're supposed to be a doctor and go help people. And then you have another thought in your head that's telling you that you're supposed to be a teacher and go teach people. Both are pretty selfish jobs. Like, both are all giving. When it comes to being a doctor, what do you think of when you think of being a doctor? Do you think of the notoriety? Do you think of the money? Are you thinking of, the accolades? Are you thinking of the awards you could possibly get? Like, are you thinking of yourself when you think of being a doctor? Yes, you are helping people, but are your motives pure to where you're not thinking of just you? Your main motive is to help people. Whereas if you're thinking of being a teacher, are you thinking, okay, you know what, I don't really care about the salary. I see an issue with the education system and I want to help. I see an issue with the way kids are being taught right now, the way kids are being treated in schools. I feel like they don't have the best teachers in the world. I want to help that. That's more selfish. You are constantly thinking about somebody else. So even if God's telling you something that's not career related, it's relational related. No, you're not supposed to be with this person. You're supposed to be with this person. Think about it. Let's say God's telling you to be with someone that you don't really want to be with. You don't know if you sticking it out is going to help that person draw closer to God, if that's going to help that person see God more clearly, if that's you showing them the love of God, which draws them in. Like, there's a motive behind it, and you have to take the time to be able to differentiate what is your motive for wanting to do something or not wanting to do something. And again, when God is involved, it will more than likely always involve you being a selfless person. That is the number one thing that I personally think, at least how it's worked for my life. That's how I'm able to differentiate if God really wants me to do something. If this video was helpful for you guys at all, please drop a peaches in the comments. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Again, I will link the descriptions, and I'll link the videos in the description box below about how to hear God's voice and how to get prepared to hear God's voice, because people just really forget that it's a preparation, and a lot comes with it. A lot of responsibility comes with hearing God's voice, because you can no longer claim ignorance. But it's very essential because he can't steer you in the wrong direction. So I hope to see you guys in that next video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, share it with a friend, and I will see you next time. Bye. So if you're like me in any shape, form, or fashion, you're often wondering, Lord, why does everything have to be about somebody else? Why does it have to be me being selfless? Why can't I think about me for once? I think this way. Nothing is wrong with thinking this way sometimes. I'm a human being. Besides the point. Anyways.